Does this game look fun to you? How about this one? Or this? You know what? You're absolutely right. The key to enjoying any game is that it's fun, whatever fun means to you personally. My game is simple. You play as a dwarf miner on a quest to retrieve a legendary piece of rock from the depths of a mine. But here's the thing. Just because it's a simple game doesn't mean it has to be boring. As I kept playing my own game over and over, I just couldn't shake the feeling that something important was missing. That dullness, that emptiness. I knew I couldn't move forward without fixing it. So let me show you what I've been doing to make it more fun. Oh, and by the way, the game is called OREBLAZE and it's already on Steam, so go ahead and add it to your wishlist. You see, it's tough to pin down what fun really means in games, because fun is subjective. It's different for everyone. So how can I, a humble indie game developer, figure out how to make my game objectively fun? The truth is, I can't. But what I can do is focus on making it fun for me. And if I'm having fun playing it, well, maybe, just maybe, others will too. The first step was giving the player an objective, a reason to mine. Retrieving the Adamant Core while keeping the king happy was a good start, but it wasn't enough to keep the gameplay engaging for an entire run. Therefore, I introduced an economy that works like this. You deliver ores to the Miners Guild Master, who pays you based on their rarity. That money, which I'm calling dwarf coins for now, serves two main purposes: paying tribute to the king and upgrading your tools. It's a simple system, but it already adds some interesting choices. Do you invest in better tools, or pay the king now for a little peace of mind? Next, I added some tools to make mining more efficient and fun. First up, the dwarven crossbow. It's not just for show. It fires explosive bolts that can clear big chunks of the mine. You can also load it with grappling hooks, perfect for reaching tricky spots or escaping when you have dug yourself into a hole. And because no dwarf would go without, I added dynamite. It packs a bigger punch than the crossbow bolts, but doesn't throw as far. Both tools are great for cracking open treasure rooms, like these metal bolts I added. You'll have to sacrifice a valuable item to breach them, but the rewards inside are totally worth it. With all these new tools making treasure collection faster, I ran into a new problem: constant backtracking to the surface to sell your loot. The fix? Backpack upgrades. They let you carry more treasure and reduce the weight penalties your dwarf feels when overloaded. This small addition goes a long way in keeping the gameplay smooth and satisfying. But even with the backpack upgrades, some treasures are just too big to carry. That's where the handcar crane comes in. The cool thing about this upgrade is that it allows you to achieve a better win condition by lifting the Adamant Core intact, instead of breaking it into pieces with your pickaxe. I love the idea of offering different win conditions, and OREBLAZE already has 3 of them. The easiest is breaking the core into pieces and delivering them to the king's sword. For more of a challenge, you can break the seal protecting the core and use a handcar crane to lift it without breaking it. And for the ultimate win condition, you will need to activate 3 sigils to open the seal and retrieve the core completely untouched. While the economy and tools definitely improved gameplay, the king's patience mechanic still needed some work. Originally, it was a simple timer, and let's be honest, timers can get pretty stressful for some players, so I wanted to make it more rewarding. That's when I added a twist. Completing a tribute doesn't just reset the king's patience, it also gives you the chance to pick a random magic item. These items can't be bought from the Miners Guild, and they each have special properties. For example, remember those ore-eating spiders? With the Drow amulet, they'll start following you and bringing the treasure to you instead of gobbling it up. Or maybe you hate the movement penalty when you are carrying too much weight. The stone ring cuts that penalty in half. You get the idea. I've added about half a dozen magic items so far. There's the Cloak of Billowing, which lets you double jump, Elven Boots to reduce fall damage, and a few more surprises I don't want to spoil yet. With all these tools and magic items, the player started to feel a bit too powerful, so I had to crank up the difficulty a bit. You might have noticed I keep calling the gameplay loop runs. That's on purpose. I designed the game to be played in short sessions, so no matter how much time you got, you can dive in and enjoy it. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't call OREBLAZE a full-on roguelike, but I definitely borrowed one key element from that genre, and that is permadeath. In OREBLAZE, Iron Man mode is the default. If your dwarf dies, that's it, your run is over, and you have to start from scratch. Oh, and one more thing, your dwarf only has one hit point. Yes, take a single point of damage and it's game over. Did I go a little overboard? Maybe at first, but after a lot of testing, I made sure to remove any unfair deaths. Even some magic items can help prevent instant death, like this chainmail, which lets you negate damage once, or the Elven Boots, which help you survive longer falls. And aside from the king's patience meter, there are really only a few ways to lose a run. Fall damage, goblins, or blowing yourself up with explosives. So yeah, it's fair, and most importantly, it's fun. One of the big challenges with permadeath is making sure that losing a run doesn't feel like you have made zero progress. That's why I'm working on a meta progression system. So even when you are not winning runs, you are still making progress. It's still in the works, but the basic idea is that the throne room with the king will serve as your hub. The dwarf coins you pay in tribute during your runs will permanently upgrade the throne, no matter if you win or lose. Winning will of course come with bigger rewards, so there's still plenty of reason to push for the win. Going back to the topic of making my game fun, I truly believe these additions have made a noticeable difference compared to the earlier version. But you don't have to just take my word for it. I'm putting together a stable version to upload a public demo to Steam, so you have the chance to experience it yourself. I'll let you know as soon as it's ready. In the meantime, if you're curious about how the game started, check out this other video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.